GeekTalk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of GeekTalk DW. I got the name right this week. I messed up the name of my own podcast last week. This is quick, too. We usually don't do episodes back-to-back, but we got two in a row. Today, we are added another dark side element because Cajun is late. Because apparently planning things with him doesn't work out, even though it's mostly his idea. Anyway, today I be David Jackson. To my right is my cousin,
Anthony Pratt.
And as per usual,
John Smith.
who is back on the show with us because he didn't get to be a part of the not Get Out, Dear White People podcast because, we didn't have any white people on that show. That'll be rectified because we will come back to that. Today, we are going to talk about a movie that is very similar to the ideals of Dear White People, Get Out. Now, a lot of people look at this movie and think because Jordan Peele wrote and directed it that it is a comedy. It is the polar opposite. There are very comical parts to it. Mostly the character Lil Rel. That Lil Rel plays. Oh God, what was his name? Rod. Yeah, Rod is the comic relief of that movie, hands down. And thank God they put him in it. Like it wasn't that the movie was bad, but it's just he added that.
It needs that element to it.
Yeah.
I felt that it needed at least some tiny bit of comic relief because I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah,
and when he was in there, I was like, whew, I could take a breather for a second.
Yeah, that gave you a break.
Yeah, it was very suspenseful. Even from the beginning of the movie, I can't even remember the song that African hymnal playing in the beginning of the movie.
Find it. I'll go play it.
It was kind of makes you just go, huh, right off the bat. For those of you that don't know, I don't think we're going to do a spoiler-rific, we're not going to do a play-by-play of the plot for this one. But the basic plot of the movie is black guy dating a white girl. They decide that they're going to go meet her parents upstate at a getaway. They get there and find out that there is some kind of a family party going on that turns into this big old clusterfuck of black people shouldn't be here.
What was the party for?
They said it was celebrating
something. I don't remember what.
Gene, do you remember what they were celebrating in Get Out? What the party? What they said it was for? Was it like a?
It was just an annual summer party.
Yeah, the summer party or some kind of white people bullshit. It was he had a bad feeling
From the get-go.
from the jump. Black people that are listening to this podcast, y'all know usually if we have a bad feeling about something, we should listen to that feeling. Anthony, being the young one, go ahead. What do you think? Should he have gone with the feeling?
You should have just stayed home. No, I'm sick. Sorry, I can't go. Something came up. I gotta take my dog to.
The dog's IBS is acting up.
Yeah, because the dog did have IBS, didn't he?
That's all he's got to do.
Well, because
just be shitting everywhere.
the first thing he asked Rose is if her parents know about him.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of people look at that and don't realize that is something that, as a black person dating a white person or a person of another race, that is something that we generally are concerned about. It might not seem, as a person that's not a person of color, it might not seem like something that you should have to worry about. Really is a big deal. Even in 2017, it's a big deal. Especially in this movie, it ends up being a real big deal. Actually, to think of it, the movie doesn't start with those two.
No, it starts with the other
Starts
guy.
with the other guy walking down the street on his phone, in the middle of the suburbs.
Trying to follow directions.
Trying to follow directions that he got wrong, which in the long run seems like it was wrong on purpose.
I don't know why I didn't just use GPS.
Let's say
That's what I was watching. You guys can't see the way I just reacted to that.
Well, even then, if he's going there and he's going into a place that he does not know, why is he by himself?
And walking.
Because
all
all his other black friends were too smart to come with him.
Even if that's the case, I feel like every black person has at least that one white friend. You make them go with you. They're your
I wouldn't have gone.
But that's why we're saying John is probably 65% black. After the stories him and I have shared about his grandmother and my grandmother, I'm pretty sure that in the long run, John is actually part black. We just don't know for sure. But if you think about it, too, in the beginning of the movie, he just says, okay, babe, I'll see you soon. He never says her name.
Was his picture in that box?
I was just glad, just non-spoiler-wise, that they paid off the beginning of the movie with the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, are they gonna bring that back at all? It's very.
They needed to, and I'm glad they did.
It was
did.
a good way
They
to
brought
do
it full circle, and they did a really good job bringing it full circle. Well, let's get into characters. Like, we had the guy in the beginning of the movie whose name they don't actually say, as far as I remember.
They said
They
it.
say it later because when Rod talks about him missing,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
his name?
Andre or something
Yes,
like that.
it was something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so.
I think I'm not entirely.
sounds
sure.
And then what happens? He's abducted by a guy wearing like a Century or a Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, like you see him get taken, and it's in a white Firebird. Was it a Firebird? White,
sure.
white 60s or 70s,
Yeah.
70s or 80s sports car. And I can't remember what song was playing, but it was something that was really, really ominous. Like, especially to be blaring out of the car. So, I mean, as usual, like black people, y'all know when something don't seem right, we react to it. And he did. He reacted to it. He started walking a little bit faster, but then he turned to look, too, which was very unblack of him. Because if there's something going on behind me, and I feel like something's going on behind me, I go the opposite direction.
Even then, like they're originally like following him, and then the cars stop.
Yeah.
So he's like
Yeah.
he doing exactly what he should have done. No.
No.
Hey, he turned around and went the other way.
Yeah.
But why did you look back?
Right. It doesn't make any sense that he looked back, and then stopped. He stopped and he started talking to them. No, he didn't. He didn't talk to them. I can't
No.
remember.
No, he was talking to himself.
Yeah,
though.
he was talking to himself.
Yeah, right. He's like, yeah. He said something about, I know this dude ain't following me or something,
yeah.
or just keep walking.
He's
or
like,
something.
yeah, he's like, I know this ain't happening or something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that was like the first like 5-10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then we move on and we meet Chris and Rose, the couple that are dating. Actually, you meet. You see Chris first. He's like getting ready for the day, showering,
Yeah, it's-
shaving, all that stuff, feeding the dog, and then you see Rose show up. Well, you see her. She's getting coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Then
that whole
she-
part of the beginning,
yeah.
like it cuts between the two.
Yeah, and then she shows up, and like you're just like, oh, this is her and her boyfriend, and like she knocks on the door, and like honestly, like you're not thinking anything of it because yet again it's 2017, and most of us should be progressive enough to where seeing a black dude with a white girl isn't shocking anymore. And they sit down and they talk, and like he is packing, but you can tell he's apprehensive about packing. Like he really doesn't want to go. And that's when he asks her if they know about him and da 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 da. And she's like, "Of course, no, I didn't tell them you were black. Da 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 da. It doesn't matter." But yeah, she does. She does mention that she tells them. But it seems like they have a pretty decent relationship. They've been together for a little while. Like things are going good. Like that she knows about the dog. She's okay with the dog. I mean, that's a telltale sign. Like if you with somebody and you have pets and they like your pets, generally that's a good relationship. Except for Chris.
I think my girlfriend likes my cat more than I like my cat.
John's cat just hates all of us.
Keeps trying to escape.
He's gotta get those Death Star plans. His cat's name is Jedi, so inside joke for those of you guys that missed it. But from Chris and Rose talking, Chris calls Rod to make sure that Rod is going to come over and take care of
They're
it.
in the car.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
and
Immediately,
Go ahead.
the way Rod's talking, this is like back to how he was talking about Rose. Immediately, I'm like, that's Cajun. I don't even care.
see, I feel like in this movie, to watch this movie, Rod is more me, Cajun
See,
is Chris.
and that's what I was told. But
No, the dialogue wise, it's
dialogue-wise, it's the other way around, yeah. I'm just the one that would have been like, you shouldn't go. Amanda, this is not anything against you because I know you're going to listen to this one, but I'm just saying, like, that's what happened. Like, if it wasn't you that I knew, then I'd be like, all right, maybe he shouldn't go. But, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, if you're listening to this, I told Jeannie if she's got family up north, we're not going anywhere near them.
And I told Vicky that I'm not visiting her alone without a friend.
Yeah, it's, Rod is, right off the bat, he's established as the comic relief. Great character. He's Little Real. For those of you that don't know, he plays the brother on the Carmichael show. He has a stand-up special on Netflix right now that was actually presented by Kevin Hart. He was part of Kevin Hart's last tour, and he was one of the openers. He's really funny. He's one of those comedians that I really want to see do more because he was a great actor.
Yeah.
He was one of the highlights in the movie, and definitely brought the fun.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those dudes that you could easily see like Jordan Peele definitely wrote this character. Like, you can tell. But then watching the rest of the movie, like, it didn't feel like a typical Jordan Peele story, knowing, like, his sketch comedy and their stand-up and everything. But to be able to break away from the norm of what everybody thinks about you and do a movie like this...
Well, he's worked on it a long time.
Yeah,
He's worked on it for 5 years.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but it was an overall fun experience. And then we get to almost to the parents' house. And Rose and Chris hit a deer. Did they hit it or did it just run out in front of them?
It ran
out.
Although the way it was shot, it didn't even look like it ran out. It looked like it just dropped on the windshield.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!"
That's your first jump scare of the movie.
Yeah.
Because the scare in the beginning wasn't really a jump scare. That was more of like, oh, this nigga about to get taken. And like, it's like somebody calling Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is my shit. So they're stopped on the side of the road, checking out the car and everything, and they call the cops. Or did they call, or did the cop just show up?
No, they called.
They called.
Because he's saying you should have called animal control.
Oh, yeah. And the cop is doing typical 2017 geopolitical bullshit when it comes to Chris being a black dude. And he's treating him like he's a suspect in something that didn't happen.
Like,
now...
He wasn't even driving.
Right, he wasn't even driving. Rose reacts the way... like Jeannie probably would have reacted in that situation too, and she flips out on the cop. And
I don't think the cop did anything wrong there.
asking for his ID and stuff, I didn't think anything was bad about
No.
it. Like,
I think she overreacted trying to play up the part.
trying to play it up, yeah.
I get if he was just trying to get both of them just to get the report down. I get that.
I got ID'd by the cops in my own condo.
Right. Yes. Yeah, he said condo, people. It was back when he... But, no, you're right, though. Like, I mean, if you think about it, he really was just doing his job. But on that same note, we don't know how far out they were from everything. So, was he actually a part of everything?
Right.
We don't know for sure.
What the deer thing was. I was waiting for that to come back and play part into it.
It really seems like it was all planned out, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Especially with the way you said that it dropped out of the sky. That's honestly what it looked like.
Like, I don't think... It's like something in the end of the movie, another deer comes into play.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the same one.
No,
Because that would be...
was dead.
Yeah.
Its tongue was sticking out and it was twitching.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
Actually, that's the first big, deep visual you get is watching the deer die. God, this movie is just shot so well, too. Like visually, like, there's just so many things about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it almost seems like they want you to draw that conclusion that the cop is involved with it in some way, shape, or form, because they were... Well, then again, we don't know how much time passes after they leave there.
They never said how far out they were.
Yeah. Because then the parents question what took them so long. And
Yeah.
they told them, like, oh, man, you'll never believe it. A deer jumped out in the middle of the road, blah, 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 blah. And you see the parents are like, oh, man, well, that's a shame. You guys are okay, though. The car's okay, blah, blah, blah. And then you meet what you think are the real versions of Rose's parents. And Dad has to tell Chris that he would have voted for Obama for a third term. He starts talking jive, like, hey, brother, and like that type of shit. And
I was thinking it was just them trying to play it off to be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
That's what they
that's
were trying.
essentially
Yeah.
what it was.
That's what they were trying.
And then, I mean, it seems honestly like they give a shit about this, you know,
Yeah.
their daughter, and like they actually like the guy, and like they like the fact that they're dating and everything. They don't have a problem with it, but they're the typical try too hards. Like they're trying way too hard to be the cool parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the dad is. The mom
Mom did a little, but not as hard as the dad.
but mom was more the I don't give a fuck. You're dating who you love, who you love. That's who she was trying to. That's the character. Yet again, people, this is the character she's trying to play. Once you realize what this family is up to, you're like, holy shit, you guys are good. Although it still would have made me want to leave. Actually, that's the beginning of it. When they get to the house is when you see Walter for the first time too, isn't it? Groundskeeper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the way
and
he stared, I'd have been like, nope, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We'll go stay in a hotel, and we'll come
Come
just
back
visit.
and visit your family.
During
We'll meet
the
up
day,
at a
and then
restaurant,
yep.
and we'll go back. Like, yet again, black people. Hell, fuck it, white people. If the hair on the back of your neck is standing up and your spider sense is going off like something is wrong, generally means something is wrong. Especially when so far the only other black person you've seen is an employee.
Well, the first two black
is-
people.
Yeah, and then you see
Yeah. because when
I
he's
can't
talking
remember.
with the dad for the
I can't
first
remember
time,
her name.
I don't know, the maid or whatever.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's
with
when you
the-
meet
with-
her.
with like the dead stare. Just
Yeah.
not saying, just stand to stare.
She
And
It's
the
creepy as hell.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creepy fake smile that she.
But
did.
Yeah.
you know something's wrong. 'Cause you just pouring the glass
And just
tea,
keeps pouring,
and
yeah.
it just and then
Yeah,
it
because that happens
spills.
before he really starts to suspect anything.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right off the bat.
That's pretty much
That's
what
when the
triggers him.
dad's giving the tour of the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then you find out the father is a surgeon, like a world-renowned surgeon. Mom's a psychiatrist.
And then the little brother also wants to be a surgeon.
Yeah, little brother wants to be a surgeon. Let's talk about the little brother, because the little brother is
don't
not
see
in the trailers at all.
No.
No.
No,
They
I
kept
didn't even-
They kept him out of the trailers because they don't want you to know about the character. Because the character from the jump,
He isn't playing a character.
he's not. He's himself.
He's just an asshole.
honestly, he's one of those dudes that you'd meet and you're like, I want to beat the fuck out of you just because you're an ass.
It honestly seems like he just wants to get to it at the end. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't want to play around with this guy. He just like, can we just start cutting on him?
Can we just do what we need to do? I mean, and honestly, like if you think about it, had they had done things his way, we would have had a different movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Movie would have been over quick because like Chris wouldn't have had the time to call for help but well, had they all done it his way, like and all worked together to do it his
Yeah.
way, because him by himself he couldn't have taken Chris. What really threw me was the actor himself that played the brother was the same actor from X-Men First Class that played Banshee, and like I was like, that is a completely different guy. Like
Yep.
he's the same actor, but like he's all sweaty and like. He really, for him to want to be a surgeon and like want to be a part of the family business and everything, like he was a bit of a burnout. Like he seemed like he was a drug addict, kind of like hardcore Shaggy from Scooby Doo, but like
I feel
a
like they made
bigger
him
douchebag.
made him one of those like semi-entitled douchebags who just likes to party a lot.
Yeah, like he knew he was gonna get like the grades and he knew he
He
was gonna
knew
get the job.
he knew
because
he
of the
was
family.
good, but he didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it felt like. And I mean, off the bat, yet again, good character. Like you see him, and you're just like, God, man, I would hate you, and this would give me even more reason. Like, one of the first things he says to Chris is he starts talking about fighting, and he's like, "You ever watch MMA?" And he's like, "Do you think you can take me?"
It's really strange.
What?
I'm like, I already don't like you.
Right? Like, I mean, that's not a dinner conversation, man. Like, you're trying to get to know your sister's boyfriend and everything. Like, well, because like the entire time, especially for those of you going into this movie, like knowing it's a horror film, excuse me, you're trying to piece together how it's going to
Where
happen.
it's going, yeah.
What's coming, and they do a good job of keeping you on your toes. Like Anthony said, being on the edge of your seat the entire time. You're just like, oh man, like
Right.
is it coming? Are they gonna? How are they gonna do it? What are they doing? Because you actually don't know until toward the end of the movie what exactly they're doing.
It didn't go any way that I thought it was going to go.
Right, like that's not what I thought was happening at all.
I had like my eyes glued to the screen the entire time
Yeah,
because the way I was watching it on my computer in my room, so I'm literally like sitting face to face, and the more intense it got, the more I moved towards the screen. I was like, I'm invested in this.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I went to the movie theater to see it, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat the entire movie, and you're just like, because like part of you is like, okay, is this like a what was it called? The Village, that really stupid
Yeah.
Shyamalan movie. Is it like a village situation where like there are black people there, but they're like a resistance force, or like is it like these people are like abducting black people and they're aliens and they're like eating them and replacing them, or like is it pod people? What the fuck are you doing, Jordan Peele? Like what is happening? And then from like meeting the brother and the dinner and everything, Chris is in the room with Rose and they're talking, and like he's talking about how he's a little apprehensive and everything, and she's like, "Babe, it's fine." No, 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 no. And they end up hooking up because obviously they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's what you do.
Well, even then, she actually played the part off of she was pissed off at her brother.
Yeah.
For being a
Yeah,
dick.
she did.
She
did.
even said he's being such a dick, and I was like, "You're right."
Yeah, that was. There's subtle to rethink about it after seeing it. There's subtle nuances of every character where they're like, "Man, you're playing a role," and Chris wakes up in the middle of the night, and he's a smoker. And actually, earlier in the movie, it's brought up that he's a smoker, and his mom offers her mom offers to hypnotize him to fix it. And he's black, so we don't play that.
Like, especially like later it pays off when he talks to Rod about hypnotism also.
Oh yeah. So Chris goes out. He wants to smoke, and he's standing outside for a second, and he starts like basically getting the lay of the land, looking around, and then you look out and see groundskeeper Walter. I think his name was Walter. Pretty sure his name was Walter. Either way, you see this Negro looking at him, and then he comes barreling straight at him. Probably hitting like Mach 3. Like seriously, like I thought he was gonna have lightning flying off him. I really thought he hit the Speed Force.
Yeah.
Like he was running full tilt, and like you were like, he's gonna run him over. What the hell is happening? And like then he veers off at it. It's totally ran that recording the entire time. You guys keep talking about Walter running. I'm gonna get her.
He was running almost like Captain America. Okay, so like Steve Rogers gets the super soldier serum.
Oh yeah.
Then he's got to run after the submarine.
Fast.
He's running like full on soldier, hands going up to the head.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, nobody should be like that.
Yeah, he was running like full Olympic running.
So immediately you know he's not.
Something's not right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
Because
not.
he didn't even notice that he was standing there, really.
Yeah. The only way, like, he didn't even run until they met eye contact. And I thought,
And then he broke off.
yeah, and it's just random. I'm like, why are you running away? Why'd you run at me? It's even worse because it's like shot in like a first person point of view.
Right.
So he gets really close. You see his face, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
I even feel like some of the leaves on the ground might have picked up some speed, kind of went flying. Like the wind back just, had to give it that extra force.
I have returned. Yeah, that alone was enough for my black ass to leave.
I don't know why he stayed.
Yeah. I would have went upstairs, got the keys, and like, well, Rose is staying with the parents. I'm taking a car. And that wasn't the only fucked up thing that happened. The run was just the beginning of it. That night, he turns and looks, and the maid, I cannot remember that woman's name to save my life. The maid is standing in the window just staring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then she acts like she's
Touching up her hair.
in the reflection. Yeah.
And she's just staring. Just looking. And then she catches I think she catches a glimpse of him or something and runs off. Yeah, she sees him and she runs off. I think he tried to take a picture of her or something, or either he pulled his camera out.
He turned around and she was gone.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing too. Is Chris is the photographer? We ain't touched on that. That's like
an important part of it.
Relating thing for you. There you go. But yeah, he's got his camera out and he goes to take he looks down at the camera and he goes to take a picture of her and she's gone. And then he goes in the house, and the mom starts talking to him about smoking again, and gets him like she's sitting in the parlor. And this is where my least favorite part of the movie, which is still a great part of the movie, comes up, but it freaks me out now. She is talking to him about how the process works and how he can stop smoking and everything, and she starts stirring her teacup.
Yep.
And let me tell you, you never knew that stirring tea could be so fucking scary.
Especially if you've already seen the trailer for it, then you already know something's about to happen.
And she does the hypnotic process does work, but it's not what you'd expect. It's not like, oh, we're gonna plant a trigger word for you, and that's gonna stop you from smoking. Cigarettes are gonna make you feel sick to your stomach. Blah 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 blah. She starts making him relive his childhood, because we find out that Chris's mother passed. Because she was working late, she got hit by a bus.
Yeah,
right?
hit by some type of vehicle or something.
And
just got left there.
He feels like if he had have left to go look for her instead of watching TV, that cause that TV thing was just like that. That was deep, and it made you go, man, I feel bad for you, especially because something's about to happen to you, and we don't know what. But like, he feels like he needs to. He feels like he's responsible for his mother's death because he didn't go out looking for her. He said he was like 12 years old. So like, I mean,
like that,
and even then, at that point, he starts crying too.
Yeah,
and I was like,
and he can't move. He's stuck in the chair.
I was like, the tone of this has changed dramatically from what it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you think it's honestly, you think she's trying to help him quit smoking still, because we still don't quite know what's happening.
Yeah.
We know that the black people in this movie, there's something not quite right with them. With Walter and with the maid, we know something's not quite right with them. We don't know whose fault that is, though. At this point, we don't know that the parents have anything to do with it. You have an inkling that they at least know what's happening, but you don't know exactly what's going on. So it almost seems like not his mom and dad. It almost seems like his mom is trying, Rose's mom is trying to help him after all.
Yeah.
Especially, but like that, she kept pushing that childhood thing, man, and I was like, that's deep. And again, it's sad. Like you start to feel for the character, and you really, at this point, like you want Chris to make it out. You don't know what's going to happen, but you're like, I want you to get the fuck away from these people. I really want you to be okay. I feel for you now. And then we get to, I think, the next day.
Well, yeah, because he wakes up afterwards. He doesn't remember going to bed.
Oh yeah, he wakes up in the room the next day, and like Rose is getting ready or something.
Because he thought first he thinks he dreamed it, but then he sees his phone is unplugged.
Oh yeah. Yay! Darkseid 1.5 are here.
I'm so sorry. It's been such a long fucking day. I got off work on time for once. I fucking just jetted home.
I didn't know how you forgot when I was the one who texted you.
You did, and I'm like, why does Anthony care about when I left
Wrong
work?
with it.
I'm like, that's very nice of him. I'm like, yeah, I'm home for once. I left on time for once. Thank
It's nice
you.
of him to care.
Right? That was literally my thought process.
Okay.
I was like, "What's? Oh shit!
I just
Let's
found,
get ready to run."
I just found a shoebox. We almost left.
Oh, man.
There's no pictures hanging up of any like old relatives that were in the Olympics, are there?
No. Oh, I forgot about that part. So, Cajun, you're here just in time. We're talking about the hypnosis. Joining us on the show today, folks, yet again, is as per usual.
Cajun running on
late ass.
CPT.
Told you. I told you.
You told us that you were running on CP time.
I didn't really know. I mean, I forgot. And then, like, when you messaged me, I jumped into a
that,
party
BD?
with Danny and Rain again.
That's
we were
D's
doing-
on his way.
doing storylines. D's running on CPT.
But we knew he was gonna be late.
Dude, I'm sorry. It was a day. I was just so happy to be off work on time. Fucking went home, took my pants off, turned over the PS4.
See, Anthony, you've listened to the show before. You know
man.
this is what generally happens. We get off subject completely because of
I'm
Cajun.
so sorry. It's not always my fault. It's always my
Always
fault.
your fault.
I brought nachos.
All right,
I kind of forgive you.
I forgive you.
Go ahead and set them on the table.
We'll let it
There's gonna be a lot
slide.
of crunching for the rest of this episode.
Right.
But it'll be all right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we just got into the hypnosis and we were talking about the depth of Chris's character and, like, you know, how they're bringing out the family thing with his mom being killed and how he felt bad about it and blah, 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 blah. And then he wakes up the next day. Or what, was it the next day or was it the middle of the night? You know, it was the middle of the night that we went out to smoke.
But it was the
Yeah,
next
but he
morning.
woke
He
up the
doesn't-
next morning. He
He
doesn't.
doesn't remember
Oh, yeah.
how he got back to bed. And like I said, I think he
Yeah,
thinks it's a dream at
because he
first.
says he thinks his mom, I
Yeah.
think your mom hypnotized me.
Yeah,
I think she did the thing.
Yeah.
because that's the first time he comes back and knows his phone's not plugged in.
Yeah. And there's some imagery in that scene too that I didn't realize until like looking at some stuff like the poster that's over his shoulder when he talks to the maid about his phone. It says Chris is dead. Like the words are arranged on it in such a way that it says Chris is dead. Those aren't all going to fit in the box. That's why they're not back in the box because all these decks are mixed in them.
Okay, no, I just figured because with the okay.
We'll pass it around. It's only,
So you can put them in there and just not close the box.
all right. All right, I put them in both halves.
Yeah.
So anyway, Chris wakes up the next day and doesn't remember how he got there. He's talking to Rose about it, and he also
Fuck that bitch.
we haven't gotten there yet. He also he thinks the hypnosis worked though because he doesn't want to smoke.
Smoke, right?
He said the thought of him makes him want to vomit or some shit like that.
Kiara,
Is Layla here?
yeah, they're downstairs.
Oh.
So colors are downstairs. You can head downstairs if you want.
Maybe she already did.
She might have. No, I don't think she's been in the basement before. Nah, she's in Lizzie's room. She's fine.
She'll figure it out.
What happened after he woke up? Then, they're getting ready because the party's
That day.
Yep.
party, and then they start looking outside, and Rose like, "Well, here comes all the fun," or some off-color comment like about not really wanting to be there either.
It's the whitest of white people parties. I've
Yes,
ever
it
seen.
was.
Holy shit.
Especially when everything starts happening. So Chris, being the photographer, is out there, got his camera out, and he's, mingling, and people are talking and everything. And Caden's trying to open the shit bag right next to our recording device.
Probably louder than I am.
Who's the first? We meet.
I remember it's like a fatter guy they talk to. It looks like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
No, just watching struggle with that.
I don't understand what's so funny.
You having a hard time deciding whether to put the bag on the table or to dump them on the plate, and then struggling to dump them on the plate.
So loud.
Welcome to Geek Talk, folks.
Listen to us eat nachos for the rest of the show.
That's what we do.
I'm not allowed to double dip because I eat ass.
God damn it! Why did we call him and tell him we were doing this? We had such a good show so
the
far.
furthest we made it into a show without him mentioning eating ass.
I was going on the title card now.
We got 31 minutes.
We got a half hour in. Before Caden came in and fucked it up talking about eating ass.
Hey, you were talking about the Colonel Sanders looking dude.
Oh, Chris and Rose started introducing themselves to family and all that. And
I remember that's the first people they talked to.
I think so, the fat dude.
Yeah.
And they
They
start
start
talking.
asking them really weird questions.
Yeah, they start talking about his like physical prowess.
Yeah.
And like sports and shit like that, and obvious, like some of the questions are like, typical white people stuff, like, do you play basketball? And like, everybody's used to that. And then they're inside, and you meet, I think it was Rose's aunt, because she starts asking, "Is it true?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the big dick thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the perfect time to mention ass eating. We're already at the...
Broke.
And God, I hate you. So Chris obviously is uncomfortable at this point. Like,
So am I.
Chris is uncomfortable. It's a really weird feeling about the rest of the party. And then like you still have Walter, the groundskeeper. And actually, Walter apologized to him because he went off by himself.
Oh, yeah.
And Walter's like, "I'm sorry about last night with my exercise. If I startled you, I didn't mean to."
Yeah.
And he's talking in a really weird, like, runaway slave cadence. Yet again, at this point, we still don't know what's wrong with these people. You're starting to put two and two together thinking that they've been hypnotized, though. Because you're like, well, we saw her hypnotize Chris, and it was pretty fucked up, so maybe she hypnotized these two, and, like, they're docile because she hypnotized them, and now she's controlling them.
I never got that in a movie. I mean, when I was watching it.
I did. That's what it felt like to me. Was
Yeah,
the
no.
mom had the mom was the mastermind and was
I mean,
hypnotizing her.
no, while I knew something was off, I don't know. I went more of it along the lines where, they raised them from kids, they employed their parents or some shit.
Nope. I assume.
Yeah,
no.
the hypnotized thing.
No,
Yeah, because
no, I-
immediately after she hypnotized him for the cigarettes, I was like, this hypnotism's going to play a bigger role in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew that was going to
So
come
then
somewhere.
yeah, and I was skeptic of everything else later.
Sex slaves!
Oh yeah, because he charges his phone to call Rod,
Mm-hmm. And he was...
and he tells Rod some shit is weird. He's like, "I'm telling you, man, something's going on." Da 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 da.
So still when he's wandering around outside.
He goes back to the room because that's when he realizes the phone was unplugged,
That's
and he
right.
blames the groundskeeper. And she was, well, not the groundskeeper, the maid. And she apologizes and says that it was on accident because she was cleaning. It came unplugged, and she didn't want to mess with it because she doesn't know anything about cell phones. And she apologizes profusely and then starts laughing with a single tear running down her eye. So you're really freaked out at this point. So he calls Rod, and then, but actually, that was after he met the other black dude.
Yeah, that was like, because he sees him at the party, and he's like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept saying that he seemed familiar.
Mm-hmm. And he goes to give him a dap. And the black guy grabs his hand, like to shake it while he has his fist out. And so Chris knows something is up. So he calls Rod, and no, that was before he called, because
He calls Rod till later.
So after he sends him the picture. No, he calls Rod and then he sends him the picture.
No, because I thought he called Rod after the guy flipped out.
Well, he flipped out because
he took the picture and he sends him the picture.
Yeah, he called Rod after that because he tried to send him. No, he sent him the picture, and he called him, and then that's when everything starts popping off.
The Wonder Twins found each other.
Oh, good.
Didn't he meet the other guy before that though, the blind guy?
Yes.
Yeah, which is an important part.
Yeah.
I was actually
Premature.
I was really starting to like the blind guy.
Right, you thought he found like a kindred spirit.
You're supposed to like him. They fooled us really good with that
Because
character.
I'm thinking, oh, he's blind. He's like, well, yeah. I was like, they're gonna make some kind of play on him not seeing colors. Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, I can deal with this. I get it.
For those of you that still haven't seen the movie or have seen the movie and are trying to place that guy's face, if you've seen Office Space, he is the swing line stapler guy.
He's in something else too, and I still don't know what he's in.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's in True Blood.
Are you saying he looks familiar?
I haven't watched True Blood.
But so yeah, he meets because he knows Chris's work from before he lost his eyesight.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he's an art dealer. He's a blind art dealer.
Because the assistant describes the art to him.
Yeah, and he gets a feeling for the picture based on his assistant's description. So yet again, he knows Chris's work. So you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be cool, and like he's gonna be cool with Chris and everything, and it's gonna work out. I won't tell you how yet, but you do find out that you're horribly, horribly wrong. So he calls Rod. Oh no, we're not there yet. He thinks this black dude looks familiar. No, he does talk to Rod because he thinks he looks familiar, and he wants to show him a picture of him.
Oh, he's in Dodgeball. That's what I know him from.
That's right.
Was he?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That was.
That's Rip Torn.
Yeah.
No, he's
it's not the same dude.
No, he's Gordon in Dodgeball.
Who the fuck was Gordon?
We'll find out.
It's been years when I watched it exactly one time. So anyhow, he knows something is up with this guy, so he's trying to get a picture of him to show Rod what he looks like. And he, I really wish we were doing video recording of this stuff. There's gonna be so much background noise I have to cut out.
That's who he is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think he was due with like the goggle glasses.
So,
I know him from something else.
They're all standing around, and Chris calls himself trying to take a picture of this nigga on the sly. His flash goes off. Everybody gets quiet except for him. The black dude suddenly goes fucking ballistic.
Nose also starts.
Nose starts bleeding. Starts going ballistic. Grabs Chris by the collar and literally says the title of the movie. He's like, "Get out! Get the fuck out!" And he's like shaking him, and everybody's like trying to pull him off him and all that shit. And Chris is like, "All right, man, damn, I'm sorry, my bad." And I'm like, apologizing profusely because he doesn't know what's going on other than the fact that he just took a picture of him, and he thinks the guy is just mad because he got his picture taken.
Yeah.
You find out there's a deeper reason for him.
And they tried to blame it and say he was epileptic.
Yeah. And seizures don't do that. Seizures don't do that at all.
Well, Chris even said something about his cousin or his friend being epileptic, and that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest about that, guys.
Caden's refilling the salsa. That's what's taking him. He was late, so he had to break snackages. I've been in his car. Supposed to be in this house like 6 weeks ago. Huh?
2.
So if you get annoyed by the chips crunching, just blame Cajun.
So Chris starts to get extremely worried because still nothing's adding up. The maid unplugging his phone, the groundskeeper. Yeah, because that's when you call Rod and let him know what's going on. And it's like, I think the groundskeeper has a thing for my girl, man, or either they hooked up before or something.
Shit.
And
Don't forget the night he got hypnotized.
Yeah.
Before he got hypnotized,
Yeah.
Walter was seemingly chasing him down.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we
covered that, right?
talked about that. I said
before
he
you
was Steve Rogers right after he got hit with the super serum chasing down the submarine.
Does that 90 angle cut real quick. I'm like, that's not humanly possible. Even niggas can't do that.
Right,
Like,
he should have
that's-
been playing for professional football or something. And that was a flats route. But he's really trying to squeeze the last little bit of this shark.
He wants his money's worth.
I'm not sure how I feel about this brand, but
I don't know. I
I
like
like
it.
Chi-Chi's.
Cheese is good.
I mean, no, we ain't say that name out loud. They didn't give us any money.
No, maybe they'll give us money.
Hopefully. Our only sponsor is Buy Sell Trade because I work there and John runs it. Until we do Tony's show because I'm not giving him a choice. We're gonna do it.
Remember when Cajun plugged where I worked at?
Oh yeah. Because we like your place. So
that's such a sad experience yesterday.
we're not getting into that.
Just
No.
I started to turn around and bring some back for you to try.
You can do a food blog later. No.
He gonna punch me in the face if I have him taste this shit.
So Chris is on the phone with Rod, and Rod's grand theory about all of this is sex slaves.
There's a draw.
So they're capturing black people, kidnapping black people, and selling them into sex slavery. And honestly, you start to feel like he might not be entirely wrong.
Well, yeah, because you see the other guy is with that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
and she doesn't have anybody else except him. So I was like,
And,
and he came after the part where the other lady was asking, "Is it true what they
is
say
it true
about
what they
him?"
say? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
So it almost seems like Rod is right.
at that point, I was like, "Oh, well, if that happens, this movie's not nearly as scary as I thought it was going
Right.
to be."
And Rod kept on him to leave. And he should have. But then the plot thickens because after the picture thing, Rose and Chris get into it. And he was telling her he wanted to leave really badly. And she didn't want to. And she's like, you just go. Just basically tries to guilt trip him about it. And then they...
Felicia.
Yeah, right. They're sitting like overlooking the water and having a deep conversation. And while they're doing that and going on their walk to talk, the rest of the family is going to play bingo. Mm-hmm. That's what they said. And they're talking, and you see what you assume is the bingo game.
I just pieced together what it was for now. I didn't even know what that bingo game was for, but now I get it.
It's an auction.
Yeah.
Silent auction at that.
Literal definition of silent auction because they didn't talk at all. And you'd figure that they would have it coded some way to where they could talk and play bingo because, like, what if he walked in at the same time? But yeah, the auction starts to go down. And that's when you find out. Well, I mean, actually, you're still not 100% sure what's happening. We know because we've watched the movie now and finished it. But you know that the blind guy won. You know that he won.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is that he won for sure. But at this point, you think that Chris is about to be this blind man sex slave.
Sex slave.
God, I really should have watched this again yesterday. You're right. I have it fresh in my mind. He wants to leave, and he goes in the room and he starts packing. And I can't remember. He's looking for something. And he like sees the closet open or something, or it's almost like the closet was open on purpose, like a little section where the
He's looking. He said he was looking for his quote unquote camera bag.
Camera.
Yeah.
he said he was, but I think he knew exactly where his camera bag was. I think something led him to that area. I can't remember what it was though. Well, either way, he goes over to that corner, and he sees a shoebox. Or a box, some kind of box. He opens it. And mind you, at this point, folks, as far as we know, Rose has dated one black guy, and it's Chris. That's it. So he opens said box, and there are tons of pictures of Rose. I'm saying this one mouthful. Rose and other black people. Black people.
Yeah, it wasn't just dudes.
You see her with the guy that freaked out on him. You see her with the groundskeeper too, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you see her with the maid. That's what I mean by black people. Her and the maid have pictures together, as in they're together. And Chris starts putting two and two together like he needs to get the fuck up out of there. So he gets all his stuff. Oh, go ahead.
With the picture with her, at first I was like, obviously it's like they're together. But when I was watching it, I brought that to a callback back to Dear White People, where it was, anytime you have a black friend, they're always trying to bring you home to meet your parents. And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking of.
Actually, it might not have been that they were in a relationship. It might have just been like a black bestie. And she brought her home for them. So, at this point, for some odd reason, Chris still trusts that Rose is going to leave with him because she knows she's leaving. Actually, that's the other thing, too. And then she bald-faced lies to him. Like, he doesn't ask about it. But he's like, you ready to go? And she's like, yeah, let's go. So they get downstairs. Mom, Dad, and the brother are waiting for him. And,
Leaving so soon?
yeah, trying to be all nice and shit. And he's like, yeah, and he says something about the dog's IBS, actually. I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they gear up to leave. And, Chris don't got the keys.
Nope.
Rose does. At this point, he's like, Rose, we need those keys. And, she's like, I can't find them. Because, like, something is obviously up with her mom, dad, and brother. Like, they're starting to surround him and, like, close in on him and get that look like fresh meat on their face.
For future reference, if you are a black man or black woman and you go with your white girlfriend or your white boyfriend by yourself, keep your keys on a necklace.
Well, it was
Waterproof
her
the
car.
remote.
And he doesn't have a driver's license.
No.
Oh, that's right. He didn't drive.
No.
That's why I ain't going anywhere.
You better bring your bike with you.
Make a
fold-up bikes.
Make a spare key.
There you go.
And then again, now making a spare car key ain't cheap.
Nope.
As long as you don't have a chip, you're fine.
Most cars have chips now.
I don't. My car costs $1.50.
I'll follow your ass behind in my car.
So, that's when shit's about to pop off. And this is around the time you start to figure out Rose is a lying bitch. Like, well, because, like, the box full of black people. So,
Wow.
life is like a box of chocolates. I'm allowed to make
He
that
ain't know
joke.
what he was about to get.
Right. So, they incapacitate Chris. I can't remember if they knock him out or...
Yeah, they
Yeah.
hit him over the head with something. No, they
No,
stab
they
him with
hypnotized.
She
Yeah.
did the-
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
she's
call back
having-
to the teacup. And this bitch kind of walking out with it just all calmly, too. Just stirring the tea. With a literal silver spoon.
Just fucking falls.
And just fell. Because he went to the deep place or whatever.
Yeah.
The sunken place. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
That's what it was.
Which is where his mind goes. He can see what's happening with his body, but he can't do anything about it. And they take him downstairs and they strap him into this chair.
I need to learn that trick.
No, you don't. You of all fucking people don't need to learn that trick. And there's like one of these like late 70s, early 80s floor models TVs in there. And this is where we finally figure out what the fuck this family is about. Kinda. Actually, like, if you really pay attention to that video, you still don't get it until, like, they start to describe what's about to happen to them.
Yeah.
Well, if you see the video... Oh, yeah, no. Never mind, you're right. Yeah, the video I didn't get until the,
You know what? Like, as
one
serious,
guy showed up again.
as serious as it was supposed to be, though, like, watching that video was very, like, 90s infomercial.
Yep,
Very
yep.
much.
The
It
coagula.
was like trying to sell a product to people. I mean, because that's what they were doing. He was selling a product.
It was like the Fallout intro.
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Do you
Jordan-
know
I feel
why
like Jordan-
you're special?
Jordan had this movie written, and then he played Fallout 4 and was like, got it! Can we talk about, yet again, up to this point, how much of a genius Jordan Peele is? Because, like, this movie keeps you engaged the entire time. At no point in time watching this film did I get bored or go, ah, fuck, I can figure out what's going to happen. You don't know. You legitimately don't know until they tell you what is happening. It's not like your typical horror suspense film or your typical monster movie or anything to where you're like, ah, I get it. I see what's happening here. No, like, you have to pay attention this entire movie.
And then when it gets to that point, the characters do what you want them to do from an emotional point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not one of them.
Yeah, Rose didn't suddenly have a change of heart and go, fuck my family, and leave.
Right.
Yeah, no.
So while Chris is getting, this video explanation of what's going to happen, the coagula process and all that, and then the blind man comes back again and tells him what's going to happen. Rod calls because Rod is worried as fuck about his boy.
Things of salsa.
Rod is worried about his boy. And Rose answers. And she acts like something's wrong, like Chris left. And then Rod is starting to put two and two together. Because let's be honest, like, to be the comic relief, to be the funny guy, to be the TSA agent, because that's what he does, Rod is a TSA agent. He's not stupid at all.
Oh, no. He's smart.
That bitch ain't use a safe word.
Right? And then she said something. She gets all serious, changes her tone from, like, sad to serious and goes, I know you've always wanted to fuck me, Rod. And I was like, what the fuck? And Rod is like, what, bitch, what is wrong with you? Where's my friend?
Like, I thought she was trying to pull something to get him to come up there next.
If you look at traditionally what they've done, though,
Yeah.
he's nowhere near the physical specimen that they would want.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been. But you find out that this grand plan, what they're doing to these people, and I know we didn't do the exact play-by-play of this movie. I am going to, I'll preface this with spoilers because I'm going to say it because otherwise it takes away from the description. What these people are doing is they're taking their consciousness and replacing the original consciousness of the body. They're taking the white person's brain, who's usually old or sickly or something, and putting it in the black person.
Not even replacing it, though. It's more
Well,
like
not entirely. They're writing over. They're copying over it like
like
you
a
would
house takeover.
put new storage over a hard drive or something.
Because when the blind guy was explaining it to Chris, he's like, "Oh, you'll still be there, but
Oh yeah,
I'll
you can
have
see
to.
everything.
But he'll be in control.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Flash triggered
Yeah.
Andre and the why what's her name started crying when he was talking to her and she was worried with the tea and Walter. You never. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah. But they explain this process and you're like, wow, this is, and it was something too that I've never seen that done in a movie before. Like, this is a completely new thing for me. I've seen pod people replacement to where it's like, oh, it's a completely new body and they just replace you altogether. They just have your mannerisms and your memories, but it's not you.
yeah, no, this concept was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially think about the implications of the possibilities of it. It's like, could that happen to somebody? Well, I can tell you right now, the 3 black people on this podcast will never find out.
I was say, could you imagine being that young kid, the one who freaked out, and now you gotta watch yourself fuck this old raggedy ass? Ain't nothing you can do about it.
God, that would suck so bad. That's the rest of your life. But
Anthony's over here having PTSD just thinking.
All I'm saying is,
his face.
maybe
started to
he got
whimper.
lucky and she's actually good.
That's not the point.
Yeah, but it's still just wrong.
she can be good. Did you see that body?
She just makes him eat ass.
That's the
Cost
end of
you
the
one
show,
and four.
folks. Totally my fault.
Be a horrible fucking life to live.
Electric cage.
Caden's thinking about getting the coagula process done.
Shit, toss some grape jelly back there. Like, man.
Good night, everybody. You sick motherfucker. Oh, God damn it. Oh, man. Ugh. The feeling of being trapped in yourself alone is bad enough, but then being forced... Oh, it's so sick. Oh, your mom's going to kill me if she listens to this.
She was supposed to watch the movie with me, but she went to sleep.
The movie was nowhere near as bad as this.
Not at all. I know she know you doing it because she told my mom that she was going to be on the show. Because my mom was like, Anthony going to do a podcast with you? I was like, what the fuck? Podcast, Mom? Yeah, you going to be like, because we did a show for a couple of years ago that was actually video on YouTube. And we realized that people would rather listen to stuff instead of watch it for 2 hours. So it's much easier to do a podcast.
I listened to the last one while reading One Punch Man.
One Punch!
I imagine too. Let's say he also retains the feeling, the sense of touch.
I don't want to retain that sense of feeling.
No, just imagine this.
I don't know where this is
You're a
going,
black
but I think
man
it's time to leave.
stuck inside yourself. You're watching this bitch in the kitchen make some fucking.
Oh, God.
She didn't season it!
You know what's about to happen, and it's gonna happen day after day.
That's the worst part of the rest of your life. You're just eating
No
unseasoned
salt in the chicken, no
Eating
salt in the eggs, no
Eating
salt in the
unseasoned
grits,
food and eating
no
ass.
salt in the white. Yeah, no salt in the right. Yeah.
Maybe. Salt in their ass.
That's where you get your sodium from.
If he's lucky, maybe she lets him cook.
No, because
No, 'cause he's still not in control. It's
So
still a
you're
white guy.
watching yourself making some
Right, it doesn't
flavorless
matter
shit.
because he's still
Yep.
Pounding out chicken. Chicken don't even need pounded. Like, what the fuck is this white man doing?
The fuck is a parsnip? That's what.
Right. Just fucking kale and bay leaves. And shit.
Yeah, bay leaves aren't bad to cook with, though. I mean, that's bay leaf is
No, not even cooking with it. Just fucking sitting it there, like on the top. It's done, and it just.
Just a bucket of bay leaves. That's all you got is a bowl of bay leaves.
sprinkle some crack on it.
And you know that's about to be your life. Like, come on, kill me.
So, Cajun, what's worse? Spending your life trapped inside yourself eating unseasoned chicken, or spending your life trapped inside yourself eating the ass of an old white woman?
Surprised it took him this long to decide.
I don't fucking know.
I think the worst part is also like the diet drinks everywhere.
Oh.
Diet warm drinks too.
Yeah.
Old white folks really don't put their soda in their refrigerator.
Lemonade
What'd you
with
say?
a teaspoon of fucking sugar.
Soda pop is the same goddamn thing.
Fucking letting the ice melt into it too. Got fucking. And they make real lemonade for God's sake, and then don't put goddamn sugar in it.
That's not possible.
I understand you're an anomaly. I've grown to accept that since we've known each other, but let me explain to you the bullshit lemonade I've had to endure over my years.
No, you can't even make lemonade anymore. Lisa, don't drink.
Real goddamn lemon, so it's got that sharp, lemony, nice, good flavor, and just watering that shit down, and then want to fucking take a packet of Splenda for a fucking 2-gallon pitcher and just.
Started putting 2 cups.
Just put in half the pack of Splendid.
That's not even a whole package.
Oh, that's too much.
Just be like David. Just start
And I gotta be
pouring
nice
the
about
sugar.
it. I gotta be nice because I'm on the clock and shit. Like, this is really good, Brenda. Fuck.
Immediately go to the kitchen and just drink a bag of sugar.
Seriously. Plastic on the couches, plastic on the fucking carpet, plastic everywhere. No sugar in the fucking lemonade. That is old white people shit.
I remember sitting on plastic covered couches and you just
Hate that.
stuck to
Right?
it.
90
Why?
90
Why would
degrees
you
and
ever
somebody got
have
plastic
it?
all over the damn couch? Can't move. Got stuck to it. You glued to the damn. It was like, nah, I'm good here. I'm gonna sit here.
Fucking all the food tastes like a fucking suicide in a silent black and white movie.
I don't remember where it was, but I had to sleep on one of those plastic covered
Hold on a
couches.
minute. What the fuck did you just say?
I think I remember what I said.
I don't think you know what you said.
Having friends similar to him, I kind of just hear it and it just goes.
He said all the food tastes like a suicide in a black and white movie.
What?
Silent.
A silent black.
and white.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but just it tastes like what that feels when you.
Jeannie,
watch
you speak Cajun well enough. What the fuck did he just say?
Literally no idea.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not taking it back though.
I have no clue what the hell you just said.
It's gonna go trending on Facebook after people start listening.
Hashtag suicide and a silent black and white movie.
People just gonna say it tastes like that, it look like that, it feel like that.
You looking it up?
I'm not sure I can remember it long enough.
I don't understand. The thought process behind what the fuck you just said had to be very minimal. Caden was just like, if I string some words together, it'll sound good. So,
So he's watching the movie, he talked to the blind guy.
I'm talking to the blind guy. Rod calls the family.
A slave of love. That's what pops up when I type in "tastes like suicide" in a black and white silent movie. That and the artist film.
It tastes like love? What?
All right, we're moving on. What fucking dimension did we just cross into?
One of the weird part of podcasts.
So yeah, we now know the process. We know what Chris is about to go through. Chris ain't having that. He's trying to break himself out of his chair. They got him strapped down to it and everything. The majority he can do is just move his fingers, it seems, and like he has a little bit of feel. He has his feeling back and everything, but the tea starts stirring on the TV, and he knows it's coming. He's like, no. I don't want to ruin that part for everybody because that's a really cool part of how he does get out of it. It also kind of doesn't really. Well, hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he could have done it. I was like, it don't make any sense that he could have. Yes, but he could have. Yeah, because he wasn't strapped down up here. His arms were strapped, but his upper body didn't have a strap across it. Like, had they strapped him in, like put a leather strap across his chest, then yeah, I could see him not being able to. But they only had his arms and legs strapped down. But he gets out. And the dad is prepping Captain Blind Guy for surgery, like he's getting ready to remove him.
I'm sorry. I was mad at him for making me hate him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're talking
Like,
about.
you were
Yeah,
the
'cause you
coolest
actually-
motherfucker in the movie. I was rooting for you for something good to happen to you.
Yeah, you thought he was going to be the dude to break the cycle, whatever the cycle was.
Like to me,
Or like wasn't actually blind and was going to be the hero working for the government agency or whatever.
you know, just something.
We've actually been under surveillance of this family for years, and
Can we bring back to when Rod knew something was wrong, and how he happens to go to the black police department and tells them?
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was the girl from Living Single. That was the police chief that he was talking to.
It was yeah.
I thought she was taking him seriously
He's
after
still-
the second time, where she's like, "Hold on a second."
Yeah,
You knew she wasn't taking
No,
him seriously.
no.
Come on.
I
now.
had modern hope. I was like,
Come on. Now.
No,
Yeah,
I just
listen,
recall it.
knew.
yeah.
but after like they were there, I was like, "Nope."
I think they selling my boy into sex slavery. I was like,
was
look,
stuck
here's a
on
picture of
that.
this dude that's missing. Da, 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 da. And then let's talk about the judicial system and the police and how they still didn't fucking help him at all.
At least investigate. The
Especially
missing
after they found out they found the person who was missing.
Yeah. Yeah, because he actually had a report of being missing,
Yes.
and they still didn't do shit about it.
Well, the general reply to that was a bunch of black dudes ran off with a white girl.
Yeah.
Like they were like they fine. Like
Yeah, that's
they up there drinking apple teas and
You
you know eating unseasoned chicken,
Heavy on the
watching
apple
The
white on
Voice
bikini.
and getting their ass ate. Like they ain't coming back. But
Oh god, nobody's ever gonna sponsor our show.
I'm taking my sponsorship away.
ever gonna sponsor our show?
Just try it one time.
No!
I didn't even think she was looking.
That would just be the video.
That would be the whole video.
The slideshow is Jeannie just like, I don't know.
I
fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't even think she was listening.
She wasn't. She was
wasn't at
listening
that
to me.
Oh,
You heard me scream.
I had to take a leak.
You would late and you walking away too? What the fuck?
Well,
Good, we get back on topic.
Right.
I was gonna say this will help you
We can finish the show,
in a long run.
Only like 15 minutes of the movie left.
right? This is gonna be the shortest podcast we've ever done.
G gonna walk in when we're doing fucking acknowledgments and shit.
Well, I told him if he gets here after we get done with this one, we'll move on to Logan. That's right, folks. We might record 2 shows back to back. When does that happen?
You scared me a bit there.
Anthony looked like Rod did when he found out Chris was missing.
Like, what just happened? Who's mowing their lawn right after a thunderstorm? About to clog your mow.
You need to understand the
Same people that don't
neighborhood we
season
live
their
in. Right. Jeannie, you want to answer that question for Anthony? She's like, nope. Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So Chris breaks out, and the dad is prepping surgery. Sends the son to go get him, and Chris fucks him up. They fight back and forth for a little bit, but then Chris hits him with something. I can't
I think
remember.
it was a bocce ball.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they talked
Because that
about,
would be at a White House. Yes, it
well,
was. It was
even
bocce
then they
ball.
talked about bocce earlier.
They talked about it earlier. They're gonna go play bocce or
Yeah.
something.
The only reason I know this is because we played it in high school in gym for whatever reason.
I played bocce with Jeannie's family. Probably won't be after watching this movie, but I did play bocce with her family.
You can be near the weapons though if you play bocce.
Touche. If I play bocce, I'll be near the weapons. I'm already near the weapons too. If you look at the way the movie finished.
If you guys want, if you want to know what the house looked like and get out, just
You sure this move wasn't a whole ploy?
I watched it. Like, did you find a box with a bunch of photos of Jeannie with some black people?
I had to look in the shoebox that was on the chair over here.
I didn't go all the way through it.
No.
Honestly, she's in it for the long haul. She's been on this whole plan for a while.
Right, it's the long time. That's purple Kool-Aid, Cajun. You might have to add more sugar to it. Oh, you found the leftover KFC box that he brought over.
There's chicken in the fridge yet. It's in the container.
So yeah, he fucks up the brother. He didn't do a sufficient job of finishing them off in one fight though. Black people, double tap.
Yeah.
You knock somebody down that you're trying to kill, make sure you killed them. If they're down,
Balls are heavy though.
right? Yeah, true, but like, Jeannie, can you go check on the children,
I
please?
just did. They're fine.
Okay.
They don't sound fine.
They have a pet dog and they're being.
If you guys can't hear that on the mic, the girls are in the
You're
other
lucky.
room barking right now. Weird.
Imagination.
Imagination.
Tokyo.
Tokyo. God, they're gonna get Tokyo changes. That's gonna be the Sentai that our girls are. What?
I'm watching Comic Matter. He had a guest on that says this was the worst, most awful NBA playoffs ever because teams went 12-0 and pulled one.
Jeannie, your sports show hasn't been recorded yet. Y'all ain't start that yet. We talking about Get Out. You can you can record the sports show when you want to, but that's not what this one is.
Who cares?
I can't remember if the brother attacks him again before he gets to the dad or after.
I think it was after.
It's after.
Because it's upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, because he impaled
the
it.
dad.
He impaled
It
the
was
dad.
at the door.
Yeah.
It was at the door, specifically at the door when
Oh,
the
yeah.
brother was up there.
Yeah, because he.
Didn't he come at him with like a fishing harpoon or some shit?
Some type of hook thing or something.
Yeah.
It was some kind of white shit. I know it was
Because-
like a racquetball.
because I know he-
like a fishing harpoon.
He thought he caught racquetball.
The racquetball, not the racket.
A racquetball's a tennis. A racquetball's a tennis.
Racquetball, racket, whatever. I don't know.
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
Actually, racquetball's like a small ball.
The fuck ever, Anthony. It's not. It's not. It's not gonna kill you.
Hey, no, but homeboy did beat the fuck out of him with that cue ball though.
It's a bocce ball.
There's a
Bocce.
bocce
Bocce ball. We already talked about it.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
It's because you were peeing. That's.
You said the Kool-Aid ain't got sugar.
It has sugar in it. Try it first. If it doesn't have enough, then the white container next down there. And then, Jeannie, we need sugar. Brother. And then he left and he finds the surgery prep room because the dad starts to come toward him.
yeah.
I was gonna say, let's just say at this point that with the surgery prep room and the dad, that the beginning of the movie has a call, like the end of the movie has a callback to the beginning of the movie, which is what I was referencing earlier about when the deer just fell on the car.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I meant by there's
Yeah.
a callback.
That's right.
Yeah. I really don't want to spoil the way that he takes out the dad. You guys have to see it for yourself. That was great. You have to see that part for yourself. Honestly, there's talking about it versus visualizing it are two different things. Like you actually have to see the weapon he uses to kill the father. It was the greatest horror movie kill ever. Actually, you know what? Second greatest horror movie kill. The first greatest horror movie kill was See No Evil when Kane killed that black dude with a cell phone.
What?
You haven't seen See No Evil?
No.
Oh, it's a great movie. Not really. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's a good movie. But the way this black dude is constantly on his cell phone. And he wants him to shut up because Kane is basically playing a Michael Myers type character, and we're completely off subject in the movie. And he like pins him up against the wall with the dresser, and then like he takes his cell phone and shoves it down his throat. It's the greatest kill ever. I was like, that's second only to shit that happens in Punisher the video game. Kill dad. I can't remember how he kills mom. He stabbed her, didn't he?
But the best thing is what happens with the teacup. Because they see it on the table.
They both try to go for
Oh
it.
yeah, they both go for it and he shatters it. That's right.
No, he straight up hit that shit out of
you.
here. He slapped it.
Cajun stirring Kool-Aid. Does that hypnosis work on white people? Is that if the tea works on black people, does Kool-Aid work on white people? Good.
Oh yeah, it was fine. I grabbed the spoon just to be an asshole.
Hate you. But this is where he kills dad, thinks he kills the brother, kills mom, and then Rose pops up, doesn't she?
Motherfucker went on a killing spree.
No, he gets in the car.
Oh yeah, he sees Rose after he's out of the house.
Hears something.
Oh yeah, because she's upstairs,
She's upstairs
looking
looking
for
at-
her next victim.
Yeah, she's looking at black people listening to the music.
She's basically on what I thought was blackpeoplemeet.com.
Yeah, that's what
Black people.
But he pulled the bad thing where I would have just left.
Well, but we know why he didn't. Because if you're getting to the part where he saved the maid, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
he did that because
he
of his
thought-
mom.
Yeah.
It reminded him of
Yeah.
that, and he
Yeah.
couldn't leave her behind.
Yeah. And he didn't know any better. He didn't know what
Yeah.
was going to happen. He thought that she would. He didn't understand the way the reverse of the process worked until what happened. Well, let's look. Like he kills mom, then the brother comes back at him to attack him, and then he beats the living fuck out of him. Like he makes sure he's dead at that point. He beats him badly. Like he didn't give him an option. He made sure he was dead.
Yep.
Like, that was like overkill. You just killed 18 people in a row. Halo dead.
If you ever play Killer Instinct, the ultra combos.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. It's like a 32 hit
Dead.
combo. He just kept beating on him. And then he gets in the car to leave, and I can't remember how Rose hears it. Like, does Walter shoot at her? Shoot at him?
Yes, I think
That's what
so.
it is. Walter gets the gun. He
Because
sees what's going
out
on.
the back window, I think.
Yeah.
With the gun.
And Rose comes out, and it all pops off. Like, he starts to get away and he Oh, no, he starts to get away. He hits the maid with the car. And then he goes back for her, picks her up, puts her in the car because, like John said, he felt bad because he didn't want to relive the whole thing of not saving his mother. And they start to get away, and they end up crashing because... Oh, this was after Rose came out because he hit Rose or something. Because when he gets her in the car, she says, "Get him, Grandma," or something.
Yeah.
And then you find out that the grandmother's consciousness is in the maid.
Which I already figured out.
Yeah, you figured that out before then, but then she wakes up from the head injury of being attacked, hit with a car, and attacks him, and they crash. I think the crash killed her.
Yeah.
And then he gets out, and I can't remember how he brings Walter back to his the original person.
I remember.
There's another Flash or some shit.
Because he starts chasing after him, all fucking Steve Rogers like.
Oh yeah. Because
When they're tussling around.
he's an old white man in a black guy's body that realizes that he has black people speed now. So
So yeah, he manages to get his phone, flashes him,
oh yeah,
and that was that from there.
yeah. And then
We
Rose
should
walks
not-
over.
Yeah, we should leave the rest of that to.
Yeah, that you need to see. You need to see what happens from that point. Long story short, Chris does survive.
But it's not a happy ending for everybody. They don't tie up what happens to what is in the movie, the first missing black guy. He doesn't go back.
No.
He doesn't Django the fuck out of all the Negroes they done captured. He gets his ass the fuck out of there. That is the end of the story.
Yeah, well,
That's
because Rod does come and save him.
Rod
No, I wasn't even gonna mention that. I was just saying he gets out. It's the name of the movie.
Yeah, he does. He gets out.
and that's it.
Because let's be realistic for a second here. Cage,
Told you not to go in there.
Anthony, shit, John. If all y'all had to get out of this situation, you gonna go try to save everybody after that?
No.
I wouldn't have stayed that long.
Right. I'd have been gone 15 minutes after getting there.
I don't think I would have went without knowing how to drive or having another way back home.
As soon as her dad basically "What's up, my nigga" to him, I'd have been out.
Yep.
He really did.
I mean,
Because even now, like, in my current relationship, like, I trust my girlfriend. And I don't think I'm going to die there. But I also have keys to my own car and know how to drive.
I'm trying to
and I
fucking
make
get me
sure
to
my
Canada.
car is in working order when I get there.
there you go.
You know she's gonna listen to this. She listened to the last one.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not going to Canada. I'm not going to Canada with you. You already told me there's no cell phone reception there.
There's not. I went there in September.
Where
No,
he's going
but
in
she's
particular.
Yeah, she said they live in like the backwoods of 50 miles in every direction of nothingness. Like some, thank you. There's a white bitch on the couch saying no.
Take 2 more people with you.
My
That's
dad's
not
been
enough.
hunting up there. No.
Oh, not having that. I don't have an adamantium skeleton. I don't think I survived.
That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get up there and find out that her family's Department H. That would explain a lot.
And they ain't even gonna want to do anything cool with my ass. They're gonna fucking subject me to being the fucking toilet cleaner and shit. With an explosive collar around my neck, just fucking cleaning toilets.
You should be the designated ass eater.
Pretty much.
You're going to get turned into the sex slave.
Sex slaves. I told you. TSA. We get shit done. So all in all, for me, and like I'm not a huge horror buff anymore because to me, like a lot of the horror movies that are coming out are either remakes or rehashes
Prequels.
or prequels. So for me, this is probably the best horror movie to come out in the last decade.
Yeah.
Best since what's the name of the movie? Room 20. The Cusack movie.
Oh, Cusack
with
and
Samuel
Sam Jackson.
No, 1408.
1408.
Yeah.
That was a great fucking horror flick. I feel like this was the best one since then.
Yeah, like I said, because a lot of shit that's coming out. I mean, and that's not to say like the independent films or like the film festival horror movies, because I really don't get into those because like the gore on some of those is just kind of out over the top for no damn reason.
Have to
I've
talk to my buddy
seen-
Jay for those.
Like college level horror films, and the last one I saw was good, and it was just a short. And it's because there's something different.
Well, it's because they're
we'll
doing
say
it for the art.
for AAA Hollywood horror flicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll just go ahead and be that specific.
yeah,
This is the best production since 1408.
yeah.
Everything else has been a Jason remake.
Did
a Freddy remake.
House of a Thousand Corpses come out after 1408 or before?
It was before, I believe.
Yeah. Because that's probably my favorite modern style horror movie is House of a Thousand Corpses, and I really like that they followed up with what the fuck is the name of the sequel to that movie? Devil's Rejects. I liked it because it was more about the rest of the family and like seeing what happened. It was a crime thriller as opposed to being another horror movie.
Right?
But they did a good job of showing you what these people are about, why they do it, da 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 da. And like the first one was like, oh, this is a traditional horror movie. The second one was like, this is a suspense crime thriller, which honestly, Get Out really could fall into that category too of a suspense movie.
I don't consider it a horror movie at all. It's a thriller.
Yeah,
like it's
That's a fucking horror movie on black.
not a horror movie.
and you have less to be scared of from it.
I get a sense that it's not a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, goddammit.
Yeah, it still was really good. Like I like the psychological aspect of it. Like there is no monster per se.
Psychological thriller.
Yeah,
I like
there's no monster. There are tons of jump scares, which is something I think a lot of
people was the monster.
yeah. I think a lot of like horror or suspense or like even like the survival horror video games and stuff are missing that nowadays. Is that jump scare aspect of like of suspense movies or like any of that. Like you don't really get.
There weren't honestly that many jump scares though. The deer's the biggest one.
Yeah, but you also get a sense of being there in this movie. That's what I mean. Like you feel like you're a part of the. You're like watching this movie. You become a part of the scenery. You're a part of the background. Like you feel like you're there with them, and you're like, oh shit.
It doesn't.
It's one of those movies that you really yell "Get out" at the screen at.
Well, it's grounded enough in reality that you don't have that suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, exactly.
While you're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, because yet again, you're not worried about some big creature.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
or
you're
like
not
alien
watching-
abduction or government conspiracy. This is something that potentially is possible. Like it's. I mean, they're talking about brain transplants and face transplants and all that kind of shit already. So it is something that could definitely happen.
Up until that point, it was entirely grounded in reality.
Up until you find out exactly what they're
Yeah.
doing.
what the process is, yeah.
It was people living their lives. It's a weird situation.
If they were going with hypnosis, it could have been completely grounded in reality.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know something's wrong, and you know there are stories that have actually happened of families luring people out to their fucking farm and hacking off limbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, you're watching this movie, and you're trying to figure out where's it going, and you're, at least for me, thinking about the shit you've seen in the news, like, what the fuck are these crazy people about?
Right,
to do
right,
this,
exactly.
man?
And I think that's where Jordan took a lot of the inspiration from those real life events. Up until yet again, you see the process, which yes, had they stuck with hypnosis, would have been completely grounded in reality. But this is also something that, technologically wise, and we're not like 100% far away from something like that.
It would
possibly
never happen
happening.
like that, though.
No,
Because
it
the people wouldn't still be there. It would be
Right.
a full brain transplant.
Yeah, it'd be a full switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, even once you get to that point, you're already sucked in so much, you're like, well, fuck
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
you
like,
don't care
fuck it.
that it's not.
You're like, this is possible. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Everything else that has happened up to this point, I'm that fucking white bitch lying about all the black dudes she's railed
Right. Right.
and dudettes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, I was surprised in that this came from a comedy specialist because it's such an original concept.
And so, like we said
It
earlier,
just-
it's so different from his normal
yeah,
wheelhouse.
it-
Like, but
I
on
was
that same
so
note, that
pleasantly
shows
surprised.
the range that he has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, this was great. And I think being that it was him, I was more blown away than I even if it was the same movie. If it was the same movie and Tarantino did it, we'd have been like, oh shit, yeah, that was great. But
It was the same movie in Tarantino movie. There'd be a whole lot more nigga, by white people,
No.
and there'd be a lot of blood spurting out randomly,
True
like,
enough.
or like if somebody had gotten shot with a handgun, they would have flown back 35 feet.
I just mean if it was it.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly
right?
as
If
was.
it had been another movie, if it had
Just
been
a
the same
different
movie
name.
was directed by like
Anyone.
Rob Zombie,
Yeah, you know.
then you would have been like, all right, I expect
Yeah,
this.
you know, it was great. It was still, but being
Actually,
that
if it had been this movie directed by Rob Zombie, I'd be like, Rob Zombie knows enough black people to where he understood this. Like,
he probably does though.
Yeah, he
if
does.
You've ever,
He
like,
does.
yeah,
but you know, I mean, like,
yeah. No,
it's
coming from Jordan
it's
Peele.
yet again to go from last week to talking about Dear White People to watching this type of film. It's still another one of those things that is a massive wake up call for a lot of people because there, yet again, a lot of things said and done in this movie, short of like that we're replacing our physical bodies with your physical bodies, happen to us on a regular basis. Like is it true? You guys are both dating white girls. It's gonna happen at some point. They're gonna somebody gonna say. I know it's happened to you. Is somebody gonna say it to you? Hey,
Somebody's gonna say what?
is it true?
Oh, that's already happened several times.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
D is here for the end of the episode.
Oh, snap.
D, is it true?
Shut the fuck up. Don't answer. Don't ask.
I'm not even gonna, I've learned this already with this motherfucker.
Only been in a room with me like 4 times. And it's like,
That was enough. That was enough.
More than enough.
That's more than So, ladies and gentlemen, joining us at the end of the show. But he's going to stick around because, like I said, we're probably going to record 2 back to back. For anybody that wants to stay to record. If not, I don't care. Anybody that wants to leave, that's cool.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no,
making
no.
D going to stay.
y'all are
Cajun
probably
as
going to
well.
have a lot more to say about it because I haven't been keeping up on my comics as much as I probably should have been.
But
Shame on you.
says the other guy that doesn't read comics. Anyway, folks, Dynamite D. Harris from the D. Harris brand. That's our actual first official plug. Joining us on the end of the show. We just wrapped up our feelings. Actually, we didn't get to final thoughts about it or ratings for Get
4 out
Out
of
yet.
5. I mean, 4 or 5 out of 5. That's what I meant to say.
4.5 out of 5.
4, yeah,
4.5
it was
out
great.
of 5.
That was it was.
I'll agree because I'm terrible at rating movies.
For the fact that it even shocked me, it wasn't just good. It blew my expectations, and that's something that doesn't happen almost with anything anymore.
I was watching it at first. I was like, everybody keeps saying it's great. I was like, I don't know. And I started watching. I was like, no, it's good.
Right,
I
yeah.
was like, it's
You
really
guys talk
good.
about all the angry white people who got up and walked out of the movie.
That
Did
happened.
that happen?
That happened a few times.
See, that
It
didn't
didn't happen
happen.
in my. It didn't
I was
happen.
going to say that happened to any of us.
It didn't happen in our theater, but I got a lot of friends telling me.
I was
that
gonna say
happened.
something. I was actually sat next to 2 little white kids whose mom let them come watch it semi alone. Found out at the end of the show she was way the fuck up front and just let them sit in the back. And this little kid next to me, the whole goddamn time, oh my god, he was terrified. We got out, and I remember we was in line waiting for the bathroom together, and he's sitting there fucking doing like this. Like he was having one of them epileptic shots they talk about in a movie. And I looked at his mom, I'm like, is he going to be okay? She was like, nope, with this big ass smile on her face. Like, and I could just feel in her head, like, she was like, I told him he wasn't
So
going
now
to
we're
like
gonna have
it.
a white kid terrified of white people.
And I'm
Oh,
totally
they know how we.
okay.
Now they're gonna grow up know how we felt.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
That's all right. I'm terrified of black people too.
Yes,
I just
sir.
hate all people.
I'm an equal opportunity here.
Yeah, I'm with John. I don't like people anymore.
I don't like most humans. Like,
I just can't stand that when I go back into Cleveland, fucking McDonald's got bulletproof plexiglass up at the cash register.
Yeah, niggas want them burgers.
I'm just saying, that's the part that I remember the first time I experienced that. Like, I was doing like this to the rest. She was looking at me like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like,
Miming the shit.
I'm just a little perplexed. I haven't been here since I was
that White Castle that used to be over on Euclid,
Yeah,
they had to buzz you into the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you could not. Yes, you couldn't just go off in there. If you were in there and you weren't ordering anything, you had to be let into the bathroom. They would not just let you in there because that was not a nice neighborhood.
Nah, bruh. No.
Nah. But
Keep driving.
you're right.
Got a quarter
Yeah,
tank left. We good.
Now I want a crave case now, and we gotta go to Columbus to get White Castle.
That's too long.
Closest one.
White Castle ain't in Cleveland anymore?
No, both of them closed.
Oh, damn.
They closed the one in Akron too.
Yeah, like I said, the closest one is
Closer on Columbus.
Columbus.
Harold and Kumar killed White Castle.
That should be the fourth movie, the final in the franchise.
They'll die from eating White Castle.
The cat that plays Harold don't make too much money now, so he ain't coming back. And I think Cal Penn does too, probably.
Oh yeah.
Because he's on that show that's 24, that's not 24, that's on ABC, where Kiefer Sutherland plays the president, but it's totally 24. So anyway, 4 out of 5 seems to be the general consensus for it.
I'm gonna get a 4 out of 5 too.
Or 4.5 out of 5, rather. 4 or 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm not.
Dick!
What did he say?
He said 9 out of 10. It's the same fucking rating. Just I shouldn't have said anything. See if anybody caught it.
Figure it out. Yours is only an 8 out of 10.
I thought he said 4
No,
out
if
of
you
10.
said 4
4.5, yeah.
Okay, yours is a 9.
4.5 out of 10.
It's 7 o'clock at night. We ain't doing all this goddamn fractions, decimals, bullshit. Oh.
Well, as long as you know how to multiply a fraction. You know how to do that, right? Right?
I mean, if I got a calculator,
Like,
some pen and
It's like I
paper.
got a phone.
You guys remember when they told us growing up we weren't going to carry calculators everywhere with us?
everyone's got a phone.
On all our phones, on most of our watches.
They still tell you that now.
Do
You
they?
know how- they wouldn't let us use our calculator in my my college level math class until after getting through the first 2 modules. Now you can use your calculator. You're not always going to have a calculator. I have my phone everywhere I go.
Right.
And if I don't have my phone, somebody else has a phone.
Somebody in the
that's still
room
got
has a phone that's got a
calculator.
calculator on it. Shit, flip phones have calculators on them.
Yep. They always did. You gotta scroll through to get the number you want sometimes.
19 thing.
Right. T9. But yeah, final thoughts on the movie were like it was all but a perfect film. Like, to be honest, like the directing was great, the cinematography was great, the acting was spot on. You care about, I won't say care about, you relate to the main character. You care about Chris. You care about Rod. You think you care about Rose for about 10
Fuck that
seconds, and then that happens.
My exact
And you
reaction
think
when I
you
walked
also care about the blind
The blind
guy.
dude,
Yeah,
yeah, you think you
that
care
was-
about him.
Nah, fuck him too.
and despite not having a happy ending, it has that happy ending, and where
Nah, you get
no,
white
and where
people
you're
start
sitting
being
there.
too nice, you better be suspicious.
But you can't tell me all of us wasn't sitting there like, yeah, fuck yeah, get her. Like, that was great. I'm sorry to have people react the way they should react in horror films was absolutely excellent.
I mean, honestly, if you want to talk like non-happy endings, traditional horror movies usually don't have happy endings. Like, the only ones that do are the ones that like have the big stars that are contracted to not die. I'm looking at you, LL and Busta. Halloween,
Deep
Resurrection,
Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, and
Oh Jesus!
deepest, bluest. My hat is like a shark's fin. I was like, this is the dumbest shit.
No,
ever,
you
but
know
I love
what?
it so much.
Dangerous Game. If you want to really talk about Buster, although that was a good fucking flick. That was
Was
way
that Busta
back.
Rhymes in Dangerous Games?
Yeah, that was Buster
I
Rhymes.
don't give a fuck about that. As long I was just happy Buster didn't die in Shaft. That was all.
Got to Google
Shaft
this before the end
was
of the
great.
show.
I love Shaft.
Shaft was a good
The
movie.
Samuel Jackson Shaft.
All of the Shaft in Africa was great. The old
I
Richard
never
Roundtree
saw
Shaft
that.
in Africa.
I never saw that because it wasn't Samuel L. Jackson.
We have it at the store. Another place you can get it at Buy Sell Trade in the Ashtabula Town Square Mall.
There's
I don't know
one.
what Dangerous Game is. I don't know what the fuck that movie is.
I thought that was the ice. What's the
That's
ice
Surviving
one?
the
That's
Game.
surviving
That's
the
Ice-T.
game. Yeah.
I think that's what he's thinking of.
So, what's the name of the Dangerous Game? I'm pretty sure that was the name.
It's
of it.
Surviving the Game. It's got to be. Where's
That's
where's
Surviving the Game.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
Ice-T.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
And Ice T ain't gonna die in his own movie.
I was this tall. Like you gotta come.
It's like all black people look alike.
And Ice T got a ponytail and light skin. Busta Rhymes.
He's dark. I don't.
Busta Rhymes had dreads back then still.
Yeah.
It's like a height
Oh,
difference.
there's a bunch of
Yeah,
white
Busta
dudes
got him by 2 feet.
hunting this man in the fucking woods. He's sticking cigarettes. In,
Surviving the game, yeah.
yeah, sticking cigarettes in the trees to lead him off his track and shit. That was. Shit, I was fucking 4 and thought that was genius. I'm like, yeah.
Taking notes.
I was.
So you can just assume that I haven't saw it.
Yeah, we know better. That's why we ain't
What are
saying
you,
anything.
like 21 now? I don't remember.
Yeah.
21? Okay.
I thought he was a little young at first.
D, this is my cousin Anthony, by the way.
He's too young for the content we've been talking about.
Shit, I was pregnant.
He really
Pregnant
is.
a 21-year-old girl today. Y'all could imagine what kind of bullshit I put her.
I didn't hear all that, but I don't think I want to know.
Did you say anything about eating ass?
Probably.
No. It was her first day.
That's day 2. That's day 2.
I eased her in.
All right, good night.
D just got here and he's leaving. Wait till you listen to the rest of this episode.
Crunch, crunch, ass. Crunch, crunch.
And that's the sign off, bro.
Right. General consensus is watch the movie. It's just like we said with Dear White People. It does address a lot of issues that you need to talk about. We need to have these conversations, but it does it in a way of a suspense thriller film that makes you go, holy shit. Oh my God.
Did you tell
White
him
people
I
is
was
crazy.
black?
And if you can
was
please explain to us what tastes like suicide in a black and white silent film means, that would be great.
All right. Yet again. And I'm going to put this out. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to put this out there because I saw it on our last post. Oh, no.
You licked the film?
He must have. It's like
That
microfilm.
surprise you? Well, there's a hole in the center.
He is like, why did I drive out here?
This is an hour drive.
What are the times that we should be on video? Maybe not for that part. It might have been too much.
So anyhow, before the sign off, let me say this yet again. If you disagree with us, you don't like the movie, feel free to tell us. We don't mind. We might argue with you, but we're not going to tell you you're stupid or anything. And I'm saying this because our last video for Dear White People, we got a thumbs down on the video. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's somebody that didn't even watch the video at all, because if they did, they would have heard me and Cajun both say, if you disagree with us, feel free to argue with us. We will debate you till we're blue
I
in
don't
the
even
face.
think we said argue. We said talk.
Yeah.
Like it's something that needs to be.
And for those people that didn't listen to that episode, we said we are going to come back to Dear White People again, and we are going to have white people on the show so we get a fair perspective from everybody. So that way it's not just the two angry black dudes going, fuck white people.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
that's
Can
also
we get a
good
mixed
time to
person
watch
on that episode too? I got both sides.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do that. That's fine.
And we all know some Mexicans. I mean, shit.
We could throw some Asians in there too. Let's get all the colors.
I work with some Koreans.
Just turning colors.
You want to be polite and go downstairs and get D the other chair?
After we're done recording this episode, I sure will.
They don't know I'm standing up.
You ruined it for everybody.
Fucked up the suspended disbelief.
They do now.
Everybody thought,
Everybody-
everybody thought we were having a standing discussion, Jeannie.
I thought I just
Everybody
heard
thought we were
the sound
standing
of
like
the
a bunch
fourth
of
wall being
jackasses.
broken.
Right. Here we are, standing in a circle, like a bunch of jackasses.
With bongos.
I am Groot.
Sign off.
Cajun pride. Just gonna say it.
So yeah, if you didn't like the movie, tell us why. Although everybody I've talked to so far, I haven't seen a single person say they disliked the film. I'm gonna look into that though, about people walking out of the theater. I want to see if anybody gave a reason as to why they left.
I've heard it was racist towards white people, which is not a thing.
That's not a thing. You can be prejudiced toward white folks, but it wasn't that either. Apparently, they didn't watch the movie.
I had to explain it to a black person that that's not fucking possible. By definition, we cannot. But we'll
That's a later episode.
yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna get the fuck into that one.
That's a February episode. We'll see you February 1st for that one.
Yeah, for Black Panther, yes, we will.
Panther comes out in March. February is Black History Month.
I thought it was coming out during Black History Month.
I thought it was coming out in March.
I thought it was coming out in March too.
Well, I could be wrong, so don't listen to me. We're fucking talking about it.
I mean, if Marvel was smart, they'd put it out on Black History Month. Not that they're listening to this podcast.
Their dog just died.
Where the fuck did Cajun go again?
He got up and.
There's a chair, D. If you want to sit now.
No, don't worry.
He doesn't want to share chairs with Cajun.
I wouldn't want to sit in that chair after him either. All All right, anyway, folks, for the review of Get Out, this is David Jackson signing off, along with
Anthony Pratt.
John Smith.
And D Harris. Be sure to check out the D Harris Brand and Team Prodigy 216 on YouTube and Facebook.
also signing off for Cajun Prime because his black ass left the table for some odd motherfucking reason.
He was late getting
Hey,
here,
lady,
left
get
early.
here, left early. What the fuck? As per usual, folks, keep on geeking on, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Pay attention, like especially now. Like more people are going to be listening to this because Anthony's on the show and he has friends, unlike the rest of us. Y'all like.